Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all while others struggle? What if there were hidden rules shaping our reality? Today, we're going to explore the 12 universal laws and how they impact your life. These powerful principles can help you understand the world around you and create positive changes in your own life. Let's start by understanding what the 12 universal laws are. These laws are like the operating system of the universe, governing everything that happens in our world. They work together to create balance and harmony, and when we understand them, we can use them to improve our lives. The first law we'll discuss is the Law of Divine Oneness. This law teaches us that everything in the universe is connected. Every thought, action, and event is linked to everything else. When we truly grasp this concept, we start to see how our actions can have a ripple effect on the world around us. It's a powerful reminder that we're all part of something bigger than ourselves. Next, we have the law of vibration. This law states that everything in the universe moves and vibrates. Even things that appear solid are actually made up of vibrating energy at the atomic level. Our thoughts and feelings are also forms of energy, and they vibrate at different frequencies. This law helps us understand how our inner world can affect our outer reality. The Law of Correspondence tells us that our outer world reflects our inner world. It's often summed up by the phrase, "as above, so below." This means that what's happening in our lives is a reflection of our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. If we want to change our circumstances, we need to start by changing our inner world. One of the most well-known principles is the law of attraction. This law states that like attracts like. The energy we put out into the world comes back to us in various forms. If we focus on positive thoughts and feelings, we're more likely to attract positive experiences and people into our lives. On the other hand, if we dwell on negative thoughts, we may find ourselves facing more challenges. However, it's important to note that thoughts alone aren't enough. That's where the law of inspired action comes in. This law reminds us that we need to take action to make our dreams a reality. It's not just about thinking positive thoughts. We need to follow through with aligned actions that move us closer to our goals. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy teaches us that energy is always moving and changing. This constant flow of energy means that we have the power to change our circumstances at any moment. By directing our energy towards positive changes, we can transform our lives. Understanding the law of cause and effect is crucial for taking responsibility for our lives. This law states that every action has a reaction. When we make choices, we set in motion a series of events that will have consequences. By being mindful of our actions and their potential outcomes, we can make better decisions that lead to positive results. The law of compensation is closely related to the idea of karma. It teaches us that we reap what we sow. When we put good energy into the world through our actions and attitudes, we receive good things in return. This law encourages us to be generous and kind, knowing that our efforts will be rewarded. Life can be challenging at times, but the law of relativity helps us gain perspective. This law reminds us that everything is relative. What seems like a big problem to us might be insignificant to someone else. By looking at our challenges from different angles, we can find new solutions and reduce our stress. The law of polarity states that everything has an opposite. For every up, there's a down. For every problem, there's a solution. This law helps us find balance in life. When we're facing difficulties, we can remember that there's always another side to the situation. It encourages us to look for the positive aspects in every experience. Life moves in cycles, and that's what the law of rhythm teaches us. There are natural ebbs and flows in all aspects of life. Sometimes we're on an upswing, and other times we may feel like we're in a slump. Understanding this law helps us go with the flow of life rather than fighting against it. The final law we'll discuss is the law of gender. This law recognizes that there are masculine and feminine energies in all things. It's not about biological sex, but rather about the balance of active and receptive energies. When we learn to balance these energies within ourselves, we can achieve greater harmony in our lives. Now that we've covered all 12 universal laws, let's talk about how we can apply them in our daily lives. One of the most important things to remember is that these laws are always at work, whether we're aware of them or not. By becoming conscious of them, we can start to use them to our advantage. Start by paying attention to your thoughts and feelings. Remember the law of vibration and the law of attraction. Try to focus on positive thoughts and emotions. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, gently redirect your mind to something more positive. This doesn't mean ignoring problems, but rather approaching them with a constructive mindset. Practice gratitude daily. This aligns with the law of compensation. By appreciating what you have, you're sending out positive energy that will come back to you in various forms. It could be as simple as writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Take inspired action towards your goals. Don't just wait for things to happen. The law of inspired action reminds us that we need to participate actively in creating the life we want. Break your goals down into small, manageable steps and start taking action today. When facing challenges, remember the law of relativity and the law of polarity. Try to look at your problems from different perspectives. Ask yourself, will this matter in a year from now? Often, we'll find that our problems aren't as big as they seem. Look for the silver lining in difficult situations. Pay attention to the rhythms in your life. There will be times when things flow easily and times when you face more obstacles. Instead of fighting against these natural cycles, try to work with them. During quieter periods, focus on planning and reflection. When you're in a more active phase, channel your energy into making progress on your goals. Practice mindfulness and connection. The law of divine oneness reminds us that we're all connected. Treat others with kindness and respect, knowing that how you treat others will come back to you. Take time to connect with nature and appreciate the interconnectedness of all things. Work on balancing your masculine and feminine energies. If you tend to be very action-oriented, try incorporating more receptive practices like meditation or listening. If you're more passive by nature, challenge yourself to take more initiative in your life. Remember that change takes time. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy tells us that energy is always moving, but big changes don't happen overnight. Be patient with yourself as you work on applying these laws in your life. It's also important to take responsibility for your life, as the law of cause and effect suggests. Avoid blaming others for your circumstances. Instead, focus on what you can control and take positive action to create the life you want. As you start to work with these laws, you may notice subtle changes in your life. You might find yourself feeling more positive, attracting better opportunities, or handling challenges with greater ease. Pay attention to these small shifts, as they're signs that you're aligning yourself with the universal laws. Remember, these laws aren't about controlling every aspect of your life. They're about understanding the principles that govern our universe and working in harmony with them. It's about flowing with life rather than constantly fighting against it. One of the beautiful things about the 12 universal laws is that they apply to all areas of life. Whether you're working on your career, relationships, health, or personal growth, these principles can guide you towards greater success and fulfillment. In your career, for example, you can use the law of attraction to visualize your ideal job or business success. Combine this with inspired action, and you'll be on your way to achieving your professional goals. In relationships, understanding the law of correspondence can help you realize that the quality of your connections often reflects your relationship with yourself. When it comes to health and well-being, the law of vibration reminds us of the importance of maintaining positive thoughts and emotions. Stress and negative thinking can impact our physical health, while a positive outlook can boost our immune system and overall well-being. As you continue to explore and apply these laws, you'll likely find that your perspective on life begins to shift. You may start to see challenges as opportunities for growth. You might become more aware of the interconnectedness of all things and feel a greater sense of purpose and belonging in the world. It's important to note that working with the universal laws isn't about achieving perfection. We're all human, and we'll have good days and bad days. The key is to be aware of these principles and to do our best to align with them most of the time. When we slip up, we can gently remind ourselves of these laws and get back on track. As you go about your day, try to keep these laws in mind. Notice how they're playing out in your life. Are you seeing examples of cause and effect? Can you recognize the rhythms and cycles in your experiences? Are you balancing action with reflection? The more you work with these laws, the more natural they'll become. Over time, you may find that you're automatically thinking and acting in ways that are in harmony with these universal principles. Remember, the 12 universal laws are not about controlling every aspect of your life or manipulating outcomes. They're about understanding the fundamental principles that govern our universe and aligning ourselves with them. It's about working with the flow of life rather than constantly fighting against it. As you continue on your journey of understanding and applying the 12 universal laws, be patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort and awareness, you can create significant positive changes in your life. The beauty of these laws is that they're always working, whether we're aware of them or not. By becoming conscious of them and intentionally aligning our thoughts and actions with them, we can create more harmony, success, and fulfillment in our lives. As we wrap up this exploration of the 12 universal laws, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. Which of these laws resonates most with you? How might you start applying them in your daily life? Remember, this is just the beginning of your journey with the universal laws. There's always more to learn and discover. Keep exploring, keep growing, and keep aligning yourself with these powerful principles. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the 12 universal laws. I hope you found it informative and inspiring. If you've enjoyed this video and want to learn more about personal growth and spirituality, please consider subscribing to our channel. And don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How have you seen these laws at work in your own life? What insights have you gained? Your perspective could help and inspire others on their journey. Remember, you have the power to shape your reality. By understanding and working with the universal laws, you can create a life of greater purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Here's to your continued growth and success.